Well, I said I wanted more drama when I played. Because, that's gonna probably bite me in the ass. Welcome back to, I'm changing the title to A Shit Show. um, I said this round, I thought this round was gonna go pretty well, but now I'm, completely rethinking that. I shouldn't be laughing. I'm, seriously in jeopardy of going home. Oh god, where do I even begin? Well, first of all, this is Laurent. Laurent. Um, Welcome back to my confessional. It's late at night. I have school tomorrow. And I was feeling too many emotions to type what I was feeling, so you guys are getting another audio video version of me. I hope that's okay. Where did we last leave off? Yesterday, I was talking about how I was going to order everybody. I ended up just reading over the instructions again. It was like, samurais, laborers are ranked higher than, people who own markets. So I was thinking, maybe the challenge has to do with, the people ranked higher will get more weight put into their thing. I was wrong. It actually just, split us up again, which I should have known because I know that the teams in this game are called blocks, and we were not in blocks yet. We were in realms. This is giving very much so Warriors All Stars with the whole you have a side, but they're not your team. Half of them are your team, but not the other half. Not the other half. So my block ends up being myself, Petra, Yvette, Brooks, Orion, and Ward. I was like, oh damn, I really got a good draw. I thought that this group was really good, blah blah blah. And then the challenge hits, and we did second best. If it wasn't competing against your realm, we definitely would have been the second place team in this game. If somebody didn't take the disadvantage, we might have been the second place team in this game. But, somebody decided to take the advantage, or the disadvantage for the temple, which I'll get to in a little bit, because that pissed me off, for more reasons than one. So we start doing the challenge, and it's going well. I'm the last one to go. I forget the word you in my response that I would have gotten. Etsy lied to me. Thanks you, Etsy. And then we do the second one, and it's counting turtles. How hard can counting turtles be? I'm taking my time counting, banking that everybody else is gonna get it wrong if they rush. And I see that everybody else has responded, so I wait for Caspian and Atticus to be like, oh, this person gets a point because they were right. And they were like, no, they're all wrong. And then I was like, I'm gonna take my time on this one. So I'm taking my time. I'm getting flustered because I keep getting different answers every time I add them up. And it's just oh my god, I'm gonna mess this up. I have one shot to get these points. But, and then Atticus ends up being like, oh, you have 1 minute or we're just gonna bring it back to everybody else. I know this is embarrassing. That I put so much emotion into a round one challenge, but I genuinely got a little oh my god, I can't incorrectly count to 38, right? I can't incorrectly count the number of turtles on this image. That would have been so embarrassing. But I end up getting it right, and then running to use the restroom because I got so anxious that I was gonna piss my pants. I didn't, for the record, but I just got so anxious. I was like, oh my god, this would be so embarrassing if I got it wrong after counting for 5 minutes. But I got it right. ultimately we end up losing the challenge. I was pretty anxious about like what I experienced, just like with the turtle thing through the entire like rest of the challenge. Um, I was very nervous, very anxious for IRL stuff that got in the way of that. Um, but I was like, like we lost. We were likely going to be second place if the realms didn't matter, but they did. So it was like, I'm gonna step away for like 5 minutes. I need to like talk to somebody about like what I just experienced. And it was like, oh, like everyone was like, oh yeah, like go take care of yourself, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, thank you, thank you. So I go away for literally 5 minutes and I come back and all hell breaks loose in my head. Um, let's go back to square one. During the round, before we got chopped again into half between the realms. I was talking with Petra, and I was like, like I'd really want to work with you. Who do you like? She was like, who do you like? And I said, oh, like I like Risa. And then she was like, oh, I like Orion. And then I was like, I can talk to Orion more. I haven't talked to him a lot yet. Blah 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 blah. I was like, okay. And then she was like, I've also been talking to Yvette. Yvette seems to really like you. I was like, oh my gosh, this is literally perfect. We could have an alliance of four. And then it like turns out it works well because the tribes are divided into six. So the tribes end up getting divided. All four of those people are like in the group, and I was like, oh, like I feel comfortable. And then we lose. And then I take my step away. And then I come back, and Petra's like, so I think we need to vote out Ward because that's who Yvette wants. And I was like, I like Ward. I think I could work with Ward. I'm not as close to Brooks and Orion, but I wasn't going to say Orion, obviously. I was going to probably push Brooks. But she was like, I think, we need to vote with Yvette. And I was like, okay, but why? And once everybody went to bed, Petra decides to like tell me that like, hey, Brooks and Orion have been sort of implying that they want to get you out. Sorry, she went to bed. Good night, Petra. Sleep well. Um, I was like, like I don't want to go home first. Like, oh, so I'm doing my best to like make sure that I'm keeping on top of what's been happening. And Petra tells me, and I quote, she says, um, from her conversation with Orion, she says, he basically said Brooks told him he likes Ward. Orion told Brooks he liked me, and then obviously Yvette smashed the challenge, which leaves me as the odd person out. Um, and then Petra said, I was like, Laurent definitely wasn't the one who gave us the challenge disadvantage. That's so dumb to even consider not keeping you because somebody used the challenge disadvantage and screwed us over. And like, I've been very open about the fact that I've been doing the endurance and I failed the endurance. By the way, I failed the endurance. I've been very up forward about like, this is what I'm doing for this round. Like, I was like, so do they think that I was the one that submitted the challenge disadvantage? And um, Petra was like, and so I was very sketched by his reply. He told me that would actually mean if you left, that you wouldn't be able to give us the challenge disadvantage in the future. Like, what the fuck? Who the fuck says that? Who the fuck is thinking like that? Like, who the fuck is using that as their thought process? Like, I can still use the challenge disadvantage on us. And so you're gonna target me because I can do that when 4 or 5 other people can at this point? Like, oh, that just like really grinded my gears. That's the reason. I know that that's not the reason why he's targeting me. He's targeting me because I'm not close to him. But like, that being your fucking excuse, like, grow up. Like, we should be trying to figure out who doesn't care about the block and was comfortable using the disadvantage, even though we were on tribes of 6, which made it even worse. So that just really pissed me off. And like, when I played Arcana 6, I was going way back when. I was also first boot in Arcana 6. I hope I'm not gonna be first boot in this season, but I was first boot in Arcana 6. And like I knew from like 10 minutes after the like tribal happened, or after the trial happened, like I was like, I'm going to finish my homework. I finished my homework and I came back and Shelby was like, yeah, I think they're targeting you. And I spent literally the entire day after pleading with these people, pleading with Travis, pleading with Phoebe, pleading with I am blanking on the other names. I was like pleading with them, like, please, please keep me. Like, I want to be here. I want to like fight for this group. I like all of you. I don't like know what I'm doing wrong, and it just didn't pan out. And I spent so much of my energy that day just like frantically trying to save myself for it not to work, and I don't want that like to happen again. Like I don't want to see deja vu. If I see deja vu, I'm dead. Oh, this just like is the worst because it puts me in a bad spot if Orion and Brooks are going to be working together to get me out, and then they say, his only option is to vote you out, Ward. You have to vote with us. That's three. Even if we get Yvette, like, is she gonna tiebreak to keep me? Like, probably not. It's round fucking one. Like, I need to do some serious work tomorrow. Either getting Orion on my side, getting Ward on my side, getting Yvette on my side, because I'm at Brooks gone. Like, if that's your mindset, that's like such it's such a devious mindset. Like, if that's your process of thinking, like, he doesn't care. Like, if that's like the excuse that he's going to be using, like, he doesn't care that, like, we're not close. He cares that I could be a voice against him or something like that. Like, that I don't want to be friendly with him and I don't want, like, what's best for the block in this game. Like, I think I'm going to try and use that if Petra will allow me to, like, tell like my side of the story and why I think that Brooks is being a fucking idiot about what he's been saying. Like, I do not want to go home. I do not want to go home. I do not want to go home. I do not want my only memory of this game to be me having a panic attack 1 hour into the trial. That would be so embarrassing. Oh my god. I don't even know how much time we have for the next trial. Is it like probably tomorrow at 9, I assume. I'm gonna give it my all and see how it goes. Oh no. Like, fuck me. I'm happy that Brandon is immune for this round, Alex. Um, like that's like one less thing I have to worry about, one less stressor. I just don't want to be first. I don't want that to be my Arcana legacy. First Boot City is not for me. I'm gonna go probably sleep. I have a class I have to be up by like 8:45, so wish me luck. Mwah mwah mwah. Mwah mwah mwah. Woohoo! Woohoo! Bye.